Well, I'm here with Susan Long, who's President and CEO of DUI, and they have a fabulous new addition to their dry suits, and we're going to hear all about it.
This is a unique innovation called Zip Seals. We came out with this about 3 years ago, and it's wonderfully successful. It's patent pending. But there's a couple of things that people have hesitancy about when they deal with dry suits. One is the waterproof zipper, and the other one is the seals. What happens if I'm out on a dive boat and I paid all this money to go on a trip and I rip my neck seal or I rip my wrist seals? So we invented Zip Seals, which is just like a Ziploc bag. You rip a seal, no big deal, and you can put a new one on.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a great innovation. I think it's one of the most unique innovations that's happened to diving. It's the best thing to happen to dry suits since the waterproof zipper. What I'm going to do here is just put a little soapy water on here. Let me hand that to you. So nice and fresh scented. But I can take this then and just pop in a new seal. Like so. And I can go back in the water. Yeah, and we have this for necks too. And it's fantastic because let's say we want to be able to wear the same dry suit. I want to borrow your dry suit, and we fit the same size, but our neck sizes are different, which is very common. We could just take out the neck seal, plop a new one in, and you're ready to go. So yeah, so great. It's great. And about half of our suits now that are sold have them on, and we can retrofit the majority of our older DUI dry suits too.
Very nice. Tell me, what got you excited and involved with DUI and the underwater?
Well, you know, it's so funny. My father started the company back in 1963. I worked for the company back in high school and right out of high school, and I left diving, wanted nothing to do with it. Then about 10 years ago, I came back just temporarily, and then I saw all the wonderful things we were doing, all the wonderful people that buy our product, and all the fantastic people that make our product. And I knew it was something that had to go on. So after a couple years of being there, I said, Dad, I want to take over the company. I said, get out of here. And it was something he wanted to make sure that it was my decision to do. And I'm so thrilled, I can't imagine doing anything else. So he had the first 40 years and I get the next 40.
Sounds good. Well, listen, I know there's kind of a controversy going on now in the dive industry. Some people feel there's a decline in the dive industry. What's your opinion? And if you think there is, what do you think's caused it, and what needs to be done to change it?
Well, I don't know if there's a decline, but I think it's definitely stagnant at best. There's so many things for people to do anymore, and it takes a lot of effort to go diving. So I think, yes, I think it's kind of stagnant. I think what it is, we've got a lot of people that come into diving, but we don't do enough to make it fun and exciting and keep them diving. So things like artificial reef program, sinking of the ships. We did that out in San Diego with Project Yukon. It was the most exciting thing to happen to San Diego and diving in years. And now, I mean, it's just a phenomenon, the excitement with ships to reefs. So if we can find new ways and new things for people to dive, for an example, I went out with some friends just a few weeks ago, and some boat had turned over and a bunch of dive gear got in the water. So we were out there the next day and we heard about that, and everybody got excited. We can go use our lift bags, you know. So they all got excited. Screw whatever else we were going to do. Let's go use our lift bags. And we went out hunting and salvaging for dive gear. So I think artificial reefs are going to be fantastic for the business, but we've just got to create excitement and keep people diving and make them comfortable in the water so they like it. And that's what's perfect about our equipment, because we can do that for people.
Absolutely. Comfort, I think, is key. And you provide warmth with your equipment and also ease of repair and when you're on the spot.
Yeah, last I remember, you have one of our dry suits, don't you?
Actually, I have two of your dry suits. And I do need to get new seals, too.
You can take care of that.
Yeah. Well, listen, I also wanted to ask you, can you tell us a memorable scuba story?
I can, because my father has always said that there are people that dive and there are divers. And even when I first got back into the company, I would say I was a person who dived. And then I went to British Columbia. And I went for 4 days, and the first 3 days I was diving with my dad, then my dad got the sniffles and couldn't dive on the 4th day. So I went diving with my friend Sue Batdorf, and she took me on a dive and took me to see all the little things. Took an hour-long dive, all the little things. And you know, once you see those little things, then the whole world opens up to you no matter where you're diving. And that's the day I became a diver. And I've been a diver ever since.
Very well said. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. It was my pleasure completely.
Great.